It's 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're out cold at the old war games. I'm Chris Wolvie with the Wrestling Vlog, who always tells it like it is. At last, the second ever annual pay-per-view or PLE for the WWE gets a bigger crowd as they, like the Royal Rumble before it, takes over at a baseball stadium instead of an arena. Too bad it's not the same PLE that started in 1987. You know, I'm starting to think that they should rename the SmackDown Before War Games Survivor Series SmackDown, as that seems to be where the elimination matches seem to take place these days. Okay, this year alone, but still. And also like the Royal Rumble, the War Games PLE is dominated by said dual ring cages, which have become more and more dangerous than any Black Friday sale in the nation as of late. Remember, 3 men were laid up after last year's match. Plus, this year, men's team just changed a single contestant to the WWE champ, whereas all the women seem to be all mixed up, it seems. Pardon. Add to that Cena's last PLE appearance in a women's world title match that hopefully will not be too much of a yawner, and well, the only downside is that Ozzy isn't around to hear his song played as the theme from here on out. So let the battles commence. Here are my predictions for War Games 2025. Start with the Women's World Championship. Stephanie Vaquer defends against Nikki Bella. Look, Nick, we're always happy to see you and Trish and the other Hall of Famers return to the ring in these brief spurts. It shows you still have what it takes. But for the love of all things, we need you all to stop going after titles unless you sign full-time contracts again. I mean, does this mean that Adam Pearce can't find a more worthy opponent to take Vaquer on? Now, do I think this will be a dud match? Perhaps, perhaps not. I just, A, want it to be decent, and B, send Nikki home until the next Evolution at the least. Winner and still champ, Stephanie Vaquer. Intercontinental title, John Cena versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Okay, so as stated, I really didn't like Cena breaking Ric Flair's record with 17 primary title wins. However, up until that match in Boston, I had no idea that Cena never won the Intercontinental Championship, and as such, that's one accolade I feel he deserves for his Hall of Fame resume, Grand Slam champ. But now that it's been accomplished, I sure don't want to see him retire with the title like he threatened to do with the WWE title. That means that A, he loses it in a final match against the tourney winner, or B, he loses the Dum Dum tonight. As much animosity as I have towards Mysterio, he will be in the 619, or close to it, just like Cena was in Boston. And I'm not sure a mystery opponent on a Saturday night's main event for the title is a good way to end a reign and career. Let's just have a match with nothing but pride on the line then. So to that end, winner and new champ, Dominic Mysterio. War Games, Women's War Games match, Team Ripley versus Team Bex, I guess? I thought the whole Mimic the President Circle Lake 2020 shtick was for Chelsea Green. Now it seems the Diva formerly known as the Irish Lass Kicker has picked up the gimmick and is running with it, acting like she made the team all along. I'm half expecting her to stop spouting stuff like, "Large legend came to me, big girl, strong girl, tears in her eyes from her engagement." Of course, how Nia Jax, Legend, and the Kabuki Warriors looked at her spoke volumes, mostly saying, "Who the F does she think she is?" Not that the other team's close to cohesive. The animosity between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley is still there, even if tempered by Alexa Bliss and Io Sky respectively. And you know the only reason Bex joined was to get back at AJ Lee. It's going to be as chaotic as ever, and feuds will spark in the match, I'm sure. Why do I get the feeling there are going to be more injuries? But if Bex doesn't learn to keep her yap shut and try to run the team like the POTUS thinks he runs the country, She will be impeached from the team, and that'll leave them open to a slightly more organized team. Winners, Team Ripley. Finally, men's War Games match. Team Champs and Bloodline versus Team Vision. Quite the opposite of the women's teams. The heels seem to be more organized than the faces this time. Can't understand why, since the face team are the same as last year, with Cody Rhodes taking a Sami Zayn spot, but maybe that's it. Having both primary champs on the same team does not make for cohesion, especially with the OTC1 and the best damn tag team exclamation point also trying to be the Alpha Wolves. Meanwhile, Heyman's squad know exactly who the Alpha is. And it's their last teammate, back from under the Advocate's thumbs again. Brock Lesnar's charisma itself is enough to make Logan Paul, Brock Lesnar, Bronson Reed, even Drew McIntyre bend a knee and pay homage. Hell, he looks like he could win this match himself falling down. You know, like he did on Raw. But chances are he'll be held until last and blast everyone away, until Roman Reigns comes in last to try to salvage what the Usos, Phillip Brooks, and Rhodes argued apart. But it'll be a bit of too little too late deal for Reigns and company. That is, as long as Reed stays off the top of the cage. Dude, you break your ankles again, it's all over for you. So, Winners, Team Vision. Those are my picks. Next week, Deadline picks. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blog who always tells it like it is. Pray for peace. And I'll see you